Hi everyone, my name is Barbara Sedgwick Billamoria and I work for Southwestern Community College. Thank you so much ahead of time for taking the time out of your busy schedule to view this presentation on transferring to California State University, San Marcos to further your education in supply chain management. Throughout this program, you're going to see an icon on the right side of each slide that is in the form of a microphone. Please go ahead and click it, and that's going to provide you with detailed information about each and every slide. Thank you very much and enjoy. The reason I created this presentation is to provide you with the information you'll need to make an informed decision about whether or not you would like to transfer to Cal State San Marcos or any other undergraduate program in California pursuant to logistics and transportation. Also, I created this presentation to briefly discuss graduate school and to help you see the link between higher education and high-paying jobs. Just to give you a little bit of background information, I've been very involved in the logistics and transportation program at Southwestern Community College for about 3 years. I wrote and obtained a grant from the U.S. Department of Education to help promote and enhance the logistics and transportation program. I have no hidden agenda, no financial gains to have from you continuing your education, just a sincere desire to help you be the best person that you can be and help you obtain your career and financial goals. I know from personal experience that it can be difficult to further your education. However, I also know from personal experience that it's absolutely worth it. Let's talk about what are some of the barriers to you potentially for not furthering your education. Some of those barriers can be money, time, responsibilities, and familial obligations. But one of the things I like to point out to people is that no matter what, time is going to continue to tick on. So you might as well, while time is ticking on, take a class or two to continue to further your education. It's something that you'll never regret. People can take away anything from you in your life, but no one can ever take away your education. One of the reasons that I'm so pro-education is because there's a direct correlation between the amount of education that you have and the amount of salary that you can expect to obtain. This chart, which is based on 2011 statistics, shows that the higher your education, the higher your income potential. Let's compare someone who has an associate degree who can make approximately $800 per week and compare that to someone that has, for example, their master's degree where they can make approximately $1,200 a week. You can see that the higher your education, the higher your income potential. Another compelling reason to continue your education is that you can see from this chart that the higher your education, the lower your unemployment rate. Look at someone who has their master's degree. In 2011, statistically speaking, someone that has their master's degree has a little bit under a 4% chance of having unemployment. Compare that to someone who has an associate degree where it's about 7%. You can see that again, the higher your education, the lower the propensity for unemployment. Hopefully, I've provided you with some compelling reasons to further your education. Let's turn our attention now to what a degree in business administration with an emphasis in supply chain management can do for you in the world of work. Cal State San Marcos states that obtaining a degree in business administration with an emphasis in supply chain management will prepare you for typical tasks that a supply chain manager engages in. These tasks include, but are certainly not limited to, planning. How are products made? Creating products. What materials are used in manufacturing products? Where are these materials purchased? How many products should be produced? Where should these products be warehoused? How should products be marketed and shipped to best satisfy consumer demand. As I'm sure you probably already know, logistics and transportation are just one aspect of supply chain management. To learn more about what a supply chain manager does, let's take a look at this video. Here's another descriptive video that explains what supply chain managers do on a daily basis. Please click the bottom of the screen in order to play the video. Okay, I couldn't resist one last video, which is somewhat dramatic, that explains a little bit more about what supply chain managers do. Enjoy. Now that you have more information about what a supply chain manager does on a day-to-day basis, let's take a look at some of the salaries that are associated with this profession. You can see that they're very high-paying jobs. A distribution and logistics manager can make upwards to $155,000 a year, and a materials handler can make about $94,000 a year, with the median salary range for this profession at $129,000 a year. Yes, these are very high paying jobs with excellent upward mobility options. Okay, so let's review. Obtaining a degree in business administration with an emphasis in supply chain management will definitely expand your career options. Additionally, it will provide you with a career path that has upward mobility options. And what does that really mean? That just means it will provide you a career that allows you to assume more responsibility, to get promotions, and to make more money. It's definitely a good career path. But let me put a caveat on all this and say, you have to make sure that you like this type of career. I am a career counselor by training. That's what my master's degree is in. And I will tell you that I talk to people all the time that are really dissatisfied with their career. And then I also talk to people that really love their career. And so I want you to be the person that really, really likes their career. So make sure that you do your homework before you decide to go forward in obtaining a degree in business administration with an emphasis in supply chain management. Talk to people, check out the career yourself, maybe even do a job shadow. I want to make sure that you're making the best decision that you can for your future. So, should you decide to obtain a degree in business administration with an emphasis in supply chain management, one option is to transfer to California State University San Marcos with an Associate of Arts in Business Administration from Southwestern College. And I want to be really clear about this because I've talked to a lot of students that say, "What? An Associate of Arts in Business Administration? I thought it was an Associate of Science." No, an Associate of Arts is what allows you to transfer to Cal State San Marcos and then obtain a degree in business administration with an emphasis in supply chain management. As I'm sure you probably know, it takes 4 years in order to obtain a bachelor's degree from a university. The first 2 years that you spend in a 4 year university are normally spent taking what is called lower division classes and general education classes. This is what is so terrific then about attaining your Associate of Arts in Business Administration from Southwestern Community College. It allows you to satisfy the lower division and general education requirements for Cal State San Marcos. And so what this means for you is that if you transfer into Cal State Marcos with this degree, you will have already satisfied all of your lower division classes, and you can start working on the last 2 years of the degree, or what is also known as the upper division classes. This slide and the previous slide shows the lower division requirements for Cal State San Marcos in order to obtain a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. It also shows how the Associate of Arts from Southwestern Community College satisfies all of the lower division courses. What I also want you to know is that by obtaining your Associate of Arts from Southwestern Community College, you will have satisfied the general education requirements for California State University, San Marcos. But make sure that you're following the general education requirements that say California State University General Education Breadth. Additionally, I recommend that you see an academic counselor at Southwestern Community College Otay Mesa. Their contact information is listed at the end of this presentation, and they're terrific people to help you develop a student education plan to make sure that you definitely are satisfying all the requirements for acceptance to California State University, San Marcos. What exactly are the general education requirements for California State University? Well, you can see from this slide that it's English language, scientific inquiry and quantitative reasoning, arts and humanities, social science, lifelong learning and self-development, and history. But remember, part of obtaining an Associate of Arts in Business Administration from Southwestern Community College means that you have to have general education requirements. Just make sure that the general education requirements that you're following are the ones for the California State University. Okay, here's where it gets really fun. Let's assume then that you were going to transfer to Cal State San Marcos and obtain your degree in business administration with an emphasis in supply chain management. The first thing that you'll have to do is you'll have to take this Foundations of Business courses that you'll find in the upper portion of this slide. You can see that those classes include Business 302, which is the Foundations of Business Environment, Business 304, Data Analysis, Management 302, which is called Foundations Management, Management Information Systems, which is MIS 304, and Marketing 302, which is the Foundations of Marketing course. Now, if you also want to have an emphasis in global supply chain management, the core classes that you will definitely have to take as well include Marketing 450, which is Consumer Demand and Channel Collaboration, Operations Management 305, and Operations Management 428, which is Supply Chain Management. Some of these courses probably sound real familiar to you. In addition to taking foundation courses, you also are required to take a total of 16 units of elective courses. And here's where it becomes even more interesting. You have a choice of the classes that you want to take, and so you can pick and choose classes that really fit your interests and fit what you want to do professionally. And look at the whole array of classes that you get to choose from. They look absolutely wonderful. Let's just read through them. You have the opportunity to take import and export operations, supply chain information management, global and cross-cultural marketing or management in different cultures, category management, decision models, project manager, pricing and revenue management, business logistics management, procedure and supply management. So again, you take a total of 16 of these units. You don't have to take every single one of these classes, just a combination of classes that totals 16 units. Additionally, you'll have to take a capstone class, which is Business 444. And what that is, that's kind of like a seminar class where you have a lot of discussions. It's one of the last classes you take. It's an opportunity for you to kind of synthesize everything that you've learned about the program. And then you'll also have a senior experience for 5 units as well. Here's something that I'm sure you'll be happy to know. The courses that you've taken at Southwestern Community College in order to obtain your basic or intermediate certificate in logistics and transportation can, and the operative word here is the word can, C-A-N, transfer to Cal State San Marcos as electives for your upper division classes. So what this means is that the classes that you've taken here at Southwestern Community College to include Principles of Importing and Exporting, Introduction to Business Logistics Management, Principles of Operation Management, Transportation Management, those classes may operative word again, may or can potentially transfer to Cal State San Marcos and satisfy some of those electives that we talked about in the previous slide. But what you'll have to do is once you get accepted to Cal State San Marcos and start taking classes, you'd have to petition the dean of the business department to see whether or not these classes can count as electives. So what I advise you to do is to keep your syllabus and all of the papers and projects that you've done for these projects because you'll need to show them to the dean. Hopefully, I've given you all the information that you need in order to understand what are the lower division, upper division, and general education requirements in order to obtain a Bachelor of Business Administration from Cal State San Marcos with an emphasis in supply chain management. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to turn our attention to how in the heck you get accepted to this university. Well, it's going to take me about 3 slides to explain, so please bear with me. Let me start by telling you that generally speaking, it takes a 2.5 GPA in order to be accepted into any Cal State university. Additionally, to specifically get accepted to Cal State San Marcos to enter their business administration program, you will need to have completed all of the 8 pre-business classes and general education requirements. So essentially, you need that Associate of Arts in Business Administration from Southwestern College in order to be accepted. Also, I encourage you to go to this website, which is www.csusm.edu, and under the search engine, type in the words COBA Advising. That's going to take you to the Business Administration Department, and what I would encourage you to do is to search for specific requirements. I've delineated them all for you, but what's required now in January 2013 may not be relevant 2 or 3 years from now. So I encourage you to go ahead and just take a quick look under this website to make sure that you're satisfying all the requirements. Additionally, and as I've discussed before, I absolutely suggest that you make an appointment to see the counselors at Southwestern Community College, Otay Mesa, in order to develop a student education plan. That way we can make sure that you're on the right track in order to be accepted to Cal State San Marcos. This is where it gets really difficult, and when I fear that I'm no longer going to be popular after you listen to what I have to say in the next 2 slides. Okay, here it goes. So, generally speaking, for not only Cal State San Marcos, but for all of the Cal State universities within the state of California, the way that they accept transfer students is that they accept people from their service area. Specifically for Cal State San Marcos, their service area includes the Community College of Miracosta, Palomar Community College, and Mount San Jacinto Community College. So this means that if you went to one of these 3 community colleges as the last place where you took a class, and if you have a 2.75 GPA, they will accept you as a transfer student and you'll be their first priority. Now, if they have room to handle more students, they'll consider Southwestern College students. But I did speak to the head of admissions at Cal State University San Marcos, and I'll tell you what she said on the next slide. What she said is that they have only accepted just a handful of Southwestern Community College students through the transfer degree program. And those students had a 3.75, not a 2.75, but a 3.75 GPA. She said that the chances for Southwestern Community College students to be accepted as transfer students are not great, which I hate to tell you, but that's what she told me, so I'm passing you on the truth. What she said happens is that you get into their second and sometimes even third priorities for accepting transfer students. So you'd be up against everybody else within the state of California in order to get accepted to Cal State San Marcos, even though you live in San Diego County. So, what can you do? How can we beat the system? Here's what I suggest. In order for you to further your chances of being accepted at Cal State University San Marcos, I think that being that you've started at Southwestern Community College, you can go ahead and complete your degree in getting your Associate of Arts in Business Administration. And then when you're done doing that, go back to one of those service area colleges, meaning Miracosta, Palomar, or Mount San Jacinto, and take an online class, get a good grade in it, and then apply to transfer to Cal State San Marcos. Cal State San Marcos admission department will then see that the last place that you took a class at a community college was from their service area, and then they'll put you into their priority area. Another option that you can do, it's not as ideal, but another option is to apply to San Diego State University and obtain a degree in business administration. Now, they do not have an emphasis in supply chain management, but they certainly have a business administration degree. And so, one way to think about it, again, it's not ideal, but you have taken classes in logistics and transportation from Southwestern Community College. If you were, in addition, to get your business administration degree from San Diego State and get an internship maybe in supply chain management, perhaps that would get you on to a good career path to work in logistics and transportation or supply chain management. Why do I talk about San Diego State specifically as a second option for you to transfer into? After all, there are many California state universities within the state of California. Well, if you'll remember from a previous slide, each of the Cal states have specific community college service areas that they deal with. For San Diego State University, one of the service area community colleges that they deal with is Southwestern Community College. And what does that mean? That means that if you have a 2.75 GPA and you have your Associate of Arts in Business Administration, you are a first priority for San Diego State to be accepted as a transfer student. So now San Diego State does not offer, as I mentioned before, a degree in business administration with an emphasis in supply chain management. Rather, their emphasis include the following that are listed on the slide: accounting, business administration general, finance, information systems, management, marketing, and real estate. So if you wanted to work in supply chain management, an option could be to transfer into San Diego State, obtain your degree in business administration, and then take a variety of internships in supply chain management. This could potentially get you onto the career path working in this field. Just so that you know, California State University San Marcos accepts transfer students in the fall semester only. So for fall 2013, the application date was November 30th, 2012. So I'm thinking that around the end of November every year is when you want to make sure that you have in your application. This gives you plenty of time to finish your Associate of Arts degree from Southwestern Community College, and it also allows you to take a class from one of the service community colleges that San Marcos serves, which, if you remember from our previous slides, is Miracosta, Palomar, or Mount San Jacinto. In addition to California State University San Marcos, there are many other universities that offer a degree in business administration with an emphasis in supply chain management, or a straightforward bachelor's degree in supply chain management. These schools include the California State University Northridge, California State University Long Beach, San Jose State University, the University of Southern California, and many others. Also, you can check out the website www.campusexplorer.com. If you type in the type of degree that you're looking for, it can give you the names of a great deal of universities. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention graduate school. If you'll remember from one of our previous slides, the higher your education, the higher your income. To that effect, there are several universities in our area that offer a graduate degree program which has a specialization in supply chain management. One of them is again San Diego State University. They offer an MBA, a Master's in Business Administration program, where you can specialize in supply chain management. Additionally, the University of San Diego, which is not a public institution but rather a private Catholic school, offers an MBA, a Master's in Business Administration with an emphasis in supply chain management, and they actually offer a Master's of Supply Chain Management directly. As I mentioned in previous slides, I highly recommend that you meet with an academic counselor at Southwestern Community College Otay Mesa so that you can develop a student educational plan. Here is the contact information for both Felipe Balone and Maria Elena Solis. They recommend that if you have a question, you email them, but if you have an appointment, to please give a call. This concludes my remarks. I hope I have provided you with the information that you need in order to make an informed decision as to whether or not you would like to transfer to California State University, San Marcos, and obtain a degree in business administration with an emphasis in supply chain management. If I can answer any questions for you, please feel free to give me a call or drop me a line through email. Additionally, in the next month, you will be receiving an invitation from me to attend this exact course, but in person so that I can answer questions at Southwestern Community College, Otay Mesa. Thank you again, and I wish you all the best luck and success in your career.